live.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Eagle Eye Podcast. It is episode 50, the big 5. Oh, wow, we made it so far in so little time. Who would have thought we'd be here 50 episodes in? Thank you. And joining me today, as always, are my co-hosts, which I will introduce in just a second. We are going to run down the Liguilla, what happened against Toluca. And of course, if you guys don't know the result already, America has gone through, so we'll be talking semifinals as well. So, without further ado, let me introduce my co-host, Mr. Cowboy Dan, and straight from training with Las Águilas del América, it's Mr. Christian. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
You know, I've said this once to you, Ivan, and I think it's funny how before we deemed this Cowboy Dan, you always said Dylan Jimenez, and then you turned to Christian, like Christian, like just Christian, like where's Christian's last name?
Yeah.
Now,
well, no one really knows my last name.
I know his last name.
Right.
I'm afraid to butcher it.
It's the easiest last name in the world. What do you mean?
Rosendo. See, I'm already stuck right there.
No, you had it right. Just say the O at the end.
Rosendo?
There you go.
Okay.
All
right. Well, thank you. Welcome.
Wait, I noticed that too, Dylan. I just never said anything. I don't know why.
I was like, okay. No one's caught it yet, so
yeah, no one's caught it yet.
But it's always Cowboy Dan's specialty is putting people on the spot.
Yeah, you know I had to call you out.
You always do.
Wait, how was your vacation, Cowboy Dan?
My vacation? What vacation?
Didn't you just get off from vacation?
Oh, because I didn't have my camera last time, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, vacation was good.
Yeah.
It's just I couldn't let y'all see what I was working on. What's soon to be. I promise it's going to be big.
As big as Times Square is. And talking about Times Square, you were in New York. Well, you weren't really in New York City. You were in New Jersey watching that Atlanta United game versus New York Red Bulls. Christian, how was that?
Yes. It was a different experience, I guess you would say, because this was my first time going to a conference final in an MLS atmosphere. It was pretty cool. The only problem was that since New York was down by so much, the fans were very hot-headed. And when you mix hot-headed New Yorkers and alcohol, and you're the only Atlanta fan in the vicinity, you know, things can get a little bit hard. And long story short, I almost got into a fight, but thankfully I didn't though. But yeah,
because they don't want the heat from Cowboy Dan.
Yeah, listen. Aside from that, though, it was pretty fun, honestly. Especially the pregame kind of whole ceremony thing, and then afterwards, it was pretty dope. I enjoyed myself.
I like how you bring up the whole, how fans can be, because we're gonna be talking about a very, very intense game coming up for Las Águilas del América.
Oh.
And we'll maybe refer back to that atmosphere and see how we can compare two of those things. Now, gentlemen, like I mentioned earlier, we got so much to talk about in this podcast. I don't think we might even fit everything all in 1 hour. So we have America to talk about, and we also have hashtag Lady Águilas, who, let's give a round of applause. They have made it into the final. They'll be going up against Tigres. Yes, we promised the ladies that if they made it into the final, we would do something big for them. If they were to play Chivas, we're going to do something really big. But since they're playing against Tigres, we're still gonna keep our word. We're gonna make something happen of this game. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but I'm gonna talk to you gentlemen after the podcast, and we are gonna give the ladies the coverage that they deserve.
I am so down for that.
This is going to be exciting. Of course, Las Águilas del América Ladies Edition is going to be playing a final against Tigres. It's going to be amazing. And then, of course, our boys are taking on Pumas in the Clásico Capitulino in a semifinal.
Yeah,
how last year is that going to be? We're going to break that down. We're going to be talking about that, and we're going to be telling you what to expect, what's the good, what's the bad, and what's the ugly in regards to this game. And then, of course, right now we're going to break down that two-legged match against Toluca, which we predicted almost to the T. Almost to the T in this podcast. We kind of broke it down exactly how the game played out. Exactly. We predicted frustration from America, and we got that. We predicted a nervy ending to the game. We got that. So, you gentlemen ready to go back in time, relive these games for the next couple minutes, talk to the people about what happened, what went wrong, what we did right, because I think we did a lot of things right. We just didn't consistently do those things right.
Yes.
You ready?
But I'm ready. Yes, I am ready.
I guess so.
Yeah, it might be a little dry, but I think we can get it. We can definitely get through it. All right,
I'm fully expecting Cowboy Dan to, use his outside voice in today's podcast. If you know what I mean.
And that is so true. And you know what? The funny thing is, I was thinking to myself coming over here from school, I was like, you know what? Nothing makes me happier than to talk about America. But nothing gets me more mad than talking about America.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
a love-hate relationship.
I think that perfectly dictates it, but I think it goes further than that. I might need to see a psychiatrist. But it's important that we vent out, because I think it's important because the fans will want to vent out as well. I think for all of us who are following this through Twitter, you could see the frustration on everyone that was tweeting out. You could see how this team got us really high and then brought us really low in a matter of seconds.
Both legs.
Yeah,
both legs.
Both legs.
Both
the
legs.
The same half too. In both legs.
All right, let's jump into the first leg in the Estadio Nemesio Dia against Toluca. We predicted a game that was going to be tight, a very tough back and forth game. We expected America to do what America did, but we were hoping that America did something differently. Correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Dylan, do you have the lineup for Thursday's game against Toluca?
That's a funny story because I was pulling it up right now. I'm not there yet.
Okay, so let me break it down for you. It was Agustin Marchesin in goal. It was Paul Aguilar in right wing back. Yes, right wing back. Center backs were Bruno Valdez, Edson Alvarez, Emmanuel Aguilera. And in the left wing back position was Georgie Sanchez. Now, in the midfield, we used three. In the center mid position, you had Guido Rodriguez. Out to the right, you have Mateus Uribe. Out to the left, you have Cecilio Dominguez. Up top, the partnership of Oribe Peralta and Roger Martinez. Now, when this lineup comes out, gentlemen, what is your thoughts? Cowboy Dan, I throw it to you.
First thought was, are we really going with the back five? I don't know. Like at the end of the day, when we talked about it in the group chat a little bit, and seeing it throughout the week before you officially see it, journalists reporting, that it's going to be that because Piojo's not really for sure. He's still kind of up in the air with it, and then that's what you see is that predicted lineup. And so I'm just all like, okay, well, Cecilio's potentially starting. Well, we see Cecilio starting. Like, okay, what are we going to see from Cecilio? Are we going to get the Cecilio we know he can be, or is he still going to be that player that doesn't come out and play?
And we got a Cecilio for 30 minutes, and that's pretty much sums it all up. And we'll talk about that right now. But you're right. I think when the back five comes out and in the official report, you think besides interesting, I think Garrett puts it perfectly in the chat. He says, "What is up with Piojo going against what worked all season?" It actually seemed to me that America, it seemed a bit suspicious that America moved all of this to the defensive side of things. And it's true because he just flipped it on everyone.
Yeah.
For a full season in the Apertura, for 17 games, you used what, a 4-4-2 for what, 99% of the season, with the exception of game against Tigres.
Yeah. Which was this lineup, basically.
Exactly. Now, I mean, did anyone else find it suspicious?
I did. I don't know why we did it. I mean, I know why we did it because Piojo, but I mean, it just didn't seem to make sense, especially knowing that you have the better 11. I think you said it, Ivan. I think you mentioned it last podcast that we have the better 11. So why are we giving them the chance, like more time with the ball, knowing the kind of players that they have, and at any given moment, like we saw in both legs, can just turn it on and score.
And you know what? The interesting thing is we didn't predict the back five, but we predicted a defensive unit.
Yeah.
Right?
With Guido and Edson.
With Guido and Edson. And funny enough, it almost came true, but it was the Renato Ibarra who saw the bench, not Mateus Uribe.
Yeah.
And that's a bit suspicious to me because I feel like you lost a lot. You just lost a lot in regards to going forward. which at first didn't look like it was a big deal because America gets started off really, really well. First couple minutes and there's a goal by America.
Yeah, in the 7th minute we
Yeah.
scored.
Yeah, y'all predicted. I think with both y'all a defensive lineup. I was just going straight out with what we usually been going and just getting that early goal as fast as we can and just keep on going.
And I was thinking to myself, okay, he comes out with a back five. Me and Dylan have talked about this. Whenever we see a back five, it's because Piojo is nervous. It's because he's going and he's relying on what's worked before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you think to yourself, does that mean he's not confident coming into this Liguilla? What is going on? Does he not trust the partnership, or does he feel like he doesn't want to interrupt the partnership of Bruno Aguilera, but still wants to have that defensive, outlet with Edson Alvarez?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
to me, you're still disturbing it a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you really are, and you see that against. Well, if we go back and look at the Pumas game, I mean, you're at a back three or back five in that game, and you saw what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was worried about. And I will say this though, for about 80% of the game, that back three played amazing.
Yeah.
For 80% of that game, except obviously the 2 goals that we concede. There's a bit of miscommunication in some of the marking. And let's not forget that last goal that we get conceded on, that Alexis Vega golazo, because let's call it as it is. It was a phenomenal goal to concede.
It was.
You cannot go and throw yourself so easily. 3 players to go and get faked out like that. That is ridiculous.
And 2 of them slid, if I remember right.
It's what?
2 of them slid, like they were trying to slide at the ball. Yeah, and I'm just like, what are you sliding at?
It didn't make sense, yeah. Especially the one on the outside. I think it was Pablo Aguilar.
Yeah.
I don't know why he slid. He should have been the one on his foot trying to go for that.
Yeah.
I think if he had stood on his foot and chased him a little bit, I think he would have at least a touch on the ball.
He blocks his angle.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And then you had Bruno Valdez right there ready to double up on him. We would have got the ball easily back. It just doesn't make sense.
And it would have been a different narrative going into the second half. So let's break down that first half, that first game real quickly, because I will prolong too much in one game and we won't be able to talk about the semifinal part of the Liguilla. But okay, so we go into Toluca, we play a pretty decent first couple minutes, but we score a goal. We score a goal, and then we do the one thing, Christian, me and you have talked about that we do not want to see, but we see every single time, is America gets an early goal, and the first thing that they do is
we just drop back,
sit back, invite the pressure, soak it up, and try to relieve on the counter. But what happened? It was Toluca was smart enough to keep pressing, keep pushing. And when you give a team like Toluca so much space, so much acres of space to run into, because literally whenever we were up a goal, all we did was fall back, and I mean fall real back. I mean your center backs and your center mids were practically next to each other.
Yeah.
What happens when you do that? You lose control of the midfield. And so Toluca has all this advantage because whenever you clear the ball, guess what? You only have 1 player chasing after it, while Toluca has 4 players, right? Yeah. So those 4 players easily, one picks up the ball, passes it through, and then the player can carry. And guess what? He can either take a shot from outside the box or he can keep moving the ball around. And whenever Toluca moved the ball around, you never saw America have this intensity of, okay, they have the ball, pushing forward. Because the smart thing would have done is, okay, Toluca was doing this play every single time in the first leg. It was, they gave the ball out wide to Ruben Sambuesa, who was playing out on the left-hand side. And then he had Diego Lainez and Jorge Sanchez marking him. So whenever Sambuesa had the ball in, obviously, naturally, the Toluca's players would run into the box. America's defense would literally follow them deep into their own box instead of saying, hey, let's push up. Let's use the line. Let's go. Let's get these players out of here. It's simple defending that they didn't really use. They said, okay, let's invite the pressure. They thought we have more numbers, which means we have a higher possibility of headering this ball out. And what happened? Well, the second goal is a perfect example of why America should have not dropped so deep. Because you have so much bodies down there that it's so easy for Toluca to just pick up the ball right back once you clear it. And it's, I mean, a simple mistake. A simple
Yeah.
mistake of marking leads to that goal. And credit to Alexis Vega who took it on. But I mean, you can't be giving so much space, so much time on the ball. And the worst part was whenever you did get the ball, the first thing you thought about was boot it out of here.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't think, hold on to the ball, touch it, string a couple of passes along. Dylan, I know you were covering second half of this game on Twitter. Frustration wise, I would imagine the level was 100 because I don't remember any single play where America strung 4 or 5 passes just to get out of their own half. I just saw them boot the ball up.
Yeah, exactly, man. And you see that in the possession stats too, man. Only freaking one shot on target the whole game, dude. Just one shot, and you have 79 passes the whole second half, and you have 36 accurate passes, which is 46%. Now that really says a lot compared to Toluca having 231 passes and completing 188 of those. I mean, at the end of the day, you see those stats and it's just summed up. You sat back, you let the pressure soak in, and it just got messy. And that's all it was. The second half was just straight messy. It's what are you doing out there? It's like there was no game plan. It's just like, okay, just try to go get the ball and just boot it out, like you said. Like there's nothing there. There was no game plan.
It was ridiculous because it felt like we could have easily controlled that game because Toluca easily could have been their own destruction. But America didn't utilize the ball. America didn't play the simple game. America did not play soccer the way it should have been played in that moment. It was
no disrespect to any people out there, but we literally played like a low tier team, and that's just not what you do in a Liguilla. Looking at these stats and from what I saw, because I didn't even see the whole game, this was an embarrassment of what we've done all season, and I think that might be too much of a far stretch to say that, but honestly though, when your mentality is to pick up the ball and just boot it out like a high school game, like it makes you question like your host like mindset going into these two games.
a lot of questions too were asked about his substitutions in the first and second leg. We'll talk about that right now in a second. But I mean, Dylan, was he right? Do you think he got it right? Or I mean, I feel like some of the substitutions were a bit late, and I still didn't see Renato Ibarra get played.
No, I definitely disagree with him. I mean, you look at it, you take out both your strikers, and I think I mentioned it to you, Ivan, too. When you look at the average positioning that I usually post on SofaScore, which I didn't after the first leg, so I was very, very frustrated and did not want to think about it or worry about it anymore. But looking back at it, the only player that was over the halfway line in midfield was, I believe, Ibarigüen. And that really says something because he only was on for 90 minutes, for not even a minute. He got subbed in the 90th minute. And after that, everybody else is on our side of the pitch. Like, what does that say? Like, what are you doing? Like, what? Okay, first off, I don't understand why you're taking out both strikers. I mean, I don't care. Oribe, you could argue Oribe didn't do a good job. Roger, yeah, he did okay. He did better than most recent games. But still, you're going into the rest of this game without a striker, and it's just so frustrating because at least you look back at the stats, like I was saying, you had one shot on goal the whole second half. Just one shot, and you had 25% possession compared to Lucas 75 in the whole second half. And if you're really gonna go out and do that, then you're not gonna get nothing done in the end.
And you're right, and we'll talk about our offense because look, the only 2 goals that come against Toluca in the first leg are set pieces.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, set pieces are the new wave of the future in regards to soccer. But what does that say to you that you can't score from an open goal situation? Because you had the chances to. Don't get me wrong, America had a couple of chances in that second half where you said we had one shot. Well, that one shot was Oribe Peralta one-on-one against Talavera. I
Which
mean,
one?
you're not putting that in the back of the net. That he scores that game, match said and done.
Yeah.
It's over. It literally it kills the series. So why do we keep having this conversation?
Because he just doesn't learn. He hasn't learned since
he don't learn.
and You know, it happened against Tigres, and we were lucky that we had Marchesín in net having the game of his life against Tigres, because that game could have ended as a draw or a loss for
Marchesín had an
us.
amazing game these 2 legs as well.
Oh yeah, nothing to take credit away from Marchesín. But like I'm saying, though, people just doesn't learn, and I guess that's the problem here. He just doesn't learn from his mistakes.
Now, though, but here's the question: should we blame Piojo for those missed chances, or do we put the blame on the players?
I mean, you don't blame
It's
people for
both.
the chances, but you blame him for not creating more chances, if that makes sense. You know, you didn't put your players in the position to make more chances, because let's face it, every chance you get in the game, you're not going to make every single one of them. Maybe that was just one chance that you didn't make, but we didn't set ourselves in the position where we can create more and potentially make another one of those chances in.
Definitely. You know what? I just read something that just clicks perfectly, and it's our
Nope.
good friend Chicken Biscuit who says we're seriously lacking composure.
But that's
Exactly.
the whole season, though.
That is
That's
the
been the whole
word of today.
season.
That is the word of today. Composure.
Not this today, the whole season.
That's been the whole season, and I think we've said it many times.
Yes, and it's like we come back to the same narrative. It's no composure and no structure. If it's
Right.
not one word, it's another. But it's these 2 recurring words.
And who is it up to fix that?
Yeah, it's Piojo.
Okay.
And look, we say that every week, but then we say, okay, well, he did something good a little bit here. He did something good a little bit there. And I think now what we're asking is for not just a full 90 minutes. We're asking for a full 2 legs to say, hey, give us the team we know we can be. Right? I think that's what we're all asking for here.
Yeah.
We're asking for structure and composure, and we're asking for the team to go out there and I think Piojo demonstrated right. Go out there and play with some heart.
Mm-hmm.
Close out the game.
Right.
Learn how to close out the game, because it's 2 narratives here that are equal in both legs. It's can't close out a game and can't finish your chances.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. In Nemesio Diaz, we had a simple opportunity to kill the game off. Oribe Peralta should have easily scored that. I don't care what you say. The goalkeeper rushes out, blocks him out. Look, Oribe had a very good opportunity to just meg him before he Talavera comes out in kind of that famous Christ position. Oribe Peralta before knew how to be a clinical finisher. Now it's worrisome that he can't. You know, those that were his bread and butter.
It's really surprising.
It wasn't, and that's the thing though. And we talked about this when Oribe Peralta missed that. What did we say? We said we're not surprised. It's like when we have a penalty and we miss. At this point, we're just like
we don't even get excited when the ref marks at the PK spot. Honestly.
I think we're more excited about a free kick.
Yeah, I was just about to go to that. Yeah,
than a penalty. And what that.
But I'll get to that more in the second game. Though.
Right? Okay. Mm-hmm. So, and then you can't close out a game.
Mm-hmm.
Both games, both in the Azteca and in the Estadio Mesiria, you can't close out a game. Right? How crucial did we mention that America walks out with a victory against Toluca? We said it was everything. We said get a result. I said a result at this point, quote unquote, is a draw, right? And I used the example perfectly, and it worked, and it played out to a T. But let's go back to what we wanted. We wanted that victory. We wanted the win, right? Because that means Toluca has to come out and score 3.
Yeah.
Right? They had to score 3 or at least 2, and all the mathematics. But Toluca was under pressure at that point.
Yes.
America would have had an easier matchup. Now, didn't do so because it couldn't close out a game. Now you go on, and let's move on into the second leg, the Estadio Azteca. Quite frankly, I was worried again. I was like, I don't know what team we're gonna get, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Dylan, read off the lineup for everyone for Sunday's lineup in the Estadio Azteca.
Sunday's lineup in the Estadio Azteca was Marchesín, Aguilar, Alvarez, Valdez, Aguilera, Sanchez, Uribe, Guido, Cecilio, Roger, and Henry.
That was the biggest news. Oribe Peralta is hitting the bench, second leg.
I applaud it.
Yes, right? I think we can all agree that was the right move to make. Mm-hmm. Now, if you notice something in regards to the defense, there was a switch in the starting 11. I want to see if you gentlemen can make it out. At least you, Dylan. I would expect you to try to make it out.
Was
the back
it?
three.
Yes, from the back three.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Edson was
yeah.
playing in the middle.
Edson wasn't the center back.
And
That's
how
funny.
important was that?
Yeah, I mean, it was very important actually. But
I'll tell you why it was so important. It was because
um,
in the second leg, with Bruno Valdez in the middle, he had more of a liberty. He was kind of more, you guys can go, Mark. I'm good by myself. I'm good as being the last man. And Bruno fantastically played that position. A position that I think suits him perfectly.
yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think coming into this Pumas game, he needs to start in that position again. Look, I love Edson. I love what he's doing. I love what the player he's becoming. But naturally, I don't think that position suits him just yet. Why? Because I feel like Edson wants to have the liberty to go forward, push forward a little bit more in that center back spot. And you can't do that. You cannot do that when you're the last man.
I agree.
You leave so much space. So much space. But Bruno there worked perfectly. Now, second leg, moving on into this. Henry starts. We don't really bat an eye because after the poor performance we got from Oribe Peralta, we thought, okay, let's see what happens. And what happens? My God, he plays a beautiful ball through to Cecil Dominguez. The ball just finds its way through to Roger Martinez, who slots it home.
Third minute.
Think, all right, we're flying. Let's keep going. For a second, I thought, great, America's falling back to that sit back, hold on to the lead, which they did, and Toluca almost scored. But I think something snapped. I think something awakened, and they said, okay, let's push forward. And what happened? We got another goal. We got another goal. That's exactly what we wanted. That's exactly what we needed. So tell me why we stopped doing it. Because we stopped doing it at the second goal.
No.
Because Piojo, I think Piojo said it. Yeah, Piojo said in the press conference, he was fine with the 2-0. He was satisfied with the 2-0. He knew that they had it in the bag at 2-0, which was the mistake. Because he felt that America had it in the bag, he then decided, okay, let's just drop back then, and let's not force anything anymore. And that was the problem. We
were said to be one of the best defensive teams in the league, right? I think our good friend Tom Harrison, we were talking off camera with him, and he was like, you guys are one of the best defensive teams in the league. It was Ricky who said you guys are one of the best defensive teams in the league. Why are you guys always bashing your center backs or your defense? And as we said, because we see what a lot of people don't see. A lot of people look at the numbers and say, wow, America's defense is phenomenal. They're not letting in goals. But guess what? Guess what? Marchesín has so much to do with that. The fact that we get lucky sometimes is a lot. How many times has the post come to our aid?
Ooh, yeah, a lot.
Right. We know that we're not solid in the back. And this game proved perfectly in both legs why it is that America keeps saying defensively we're not sound. And it's worrisome because now we're going up against Pumas, who granted may not be the scariest opponent, but guess what? They got players who
have momentum. Yeah,
they got momentum as well.
They're on fire right now.
Yeah, they're riding momentum right now, and I mean, it's arguable that we have some, but they have way more than we do going into this.
They're not afraid to pressure us. They are not afraid to go at us. We saw that again. If you guys watched the games against Tigres, they are not afraid of anybody. They will go at you till the 90th minute, and that's what America needs to learn how to play. That this game is not 45 minutes. This game is 180 minutes, and we need to learn that very, very, very fast, or else we're not going to go to the final.
Now, we will talk about how we could use that momentum against Pumas when we preview that game, because I think it's important how we break this game down and how the structure of everything's going to work, because America could easily win this game if they do the things right. But at this stage, I think you got a better chance of winning the lottery than seeing America actually play the perfect game. Right. But back to this Toluca game. Piojo said, right, at 2-0, he's like, we got it, right?
That's what he said.
And that's arguably should be okay. At 2-0 up, you should think, yeah, my team's got it. There's no way this Toluca team can go and score 3 goals. But in everyone's mind, in the back of their head, they already know defensively, we look weak.
Mm-hmm.
And
Toluca knew that.
all it takes is one goal. All it takes is one goal for
That's what-
everything to get broken down.
And I'll talk about more when we get to the second half.
Right?
And see where Piojo messed up big time.
Now, moving on into the second half. Substitution, straight off the bench. You have Jorge Sanchez come off for Luis Reyes. Now,
Not injured.
Piojo explains that there was no injury, that it was just a tactical decision. And okay, I would say fine, because you're going left back for left back. That's it. That's all I'll say. Fine. If you're going left back for left back, I'm good. I understand that. But when you move the game over, and it works out, because guess what? We get another goal. We're up 3-0.
Right. But Toluca at that point had 10 already.
Yeah.
We can't miss that 10, that red card, because Toluca had 10 already.
Yeah. So Toluca has 10 men. America's winning 3-0.
Yes.
They're playing fairly decently well.
Right.
I don't like the fact that they're giving Toluca more of the ball as the time progresses. Toluca sees more and more of the ball. They grow more and more during the game. I don't like that.
That's where we mess up. Why are we playing so back when we're up a man? We're up a man and we look like we're playing with 10. How does that happen?
Dylan, answer this question.
It's typical. I mean, it really is, like we said, Piojo said, 2-0 up, we're solid. We got this, I to be honest, after seeing Luis Reyes playing, I really do wish Sanchez never came out. I mean, you can argue that Sanchez wasn't having a very good game too. And then you go down to man, you score the third one, and I was like, okay, let's keep pressing. Let's press a little more and let's see more from the team, but
That's don't. What I'm saying. Yeah.
But you don't, and then you give up that silly foul to Sambuesa, leading to their first goal. And that's when you feel it. That's when you feel like you're like, oh shoot.
After the third goal, you kind of saw for at least, I want to say 5 minutes maybe, that we actually were trying to get that fourth. But it also seemed like we didn't get the fourth, so we were like, okay, enough of this. Let's just go back and play defense. Like, why go with that mentality when you're up a man? You know you can score more. You know you can put this team out of their misery, but you do the complete opposite. Like, I think that's where everyone's frustrated.
Yeah.
It's frustrating because, like I said, it's a narrative that you see in both games. It's you can't finish your chances, and you can't close out games.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of like they have a weak mindset. Like when, I think Chris put it perfectly. They're just too confident. They got way too confident, and they just thought that the series was over when, in fact, they had a whole half an hour left to play, and we were literally 2 minutes away from getting eliminated in the worst possible way. And I just guess some of these players don't realize what they're actually playing and who they're playing for.
I won't say they got too confident. I will say this. They got too comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
They got too comfortable with a 3-0 lead that they thought, we don't have to do the same things we were doing 15 minutes ago. We don't have to press. We don't have to move the ball as much. We can have Toluca come at us. They have 10 men. We snag away on a counterattack, 4-0, game over. It's as simple as that, right? Someone would be thinking,
right.
Yeah, it should be as simple as that.
Right, but why even have that in your mindset when you're up a man?
And when you're in a Liguilla.
And when you're in Liguilla, exactly, yes.
Look, a lot of people say there's kind of this sportsmanship of, not doing some overkill result. I say to that, screw that. You're in a Liguilla. I don't care if you have the opportunity to win 14-0. You take that opportunity.
Go for it, exactly.
All right? Leave all that sportsmanship thing for a regular season matchup when you don't need to score 14 goals. But if you can just go out there and score, just do it. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It just goes better for you. Right? Because like I mentioned to you guys, if America would have came out with a 3-0 win or even a 3-1 win, this podcast has a whole different tone.
Yeah, whole different. Yeah.
Mhm.
We're over here celebrating. We're talking about America had a very good matchup. There's a whole different America from Thursday. Sunday's America team was much better. Looks like we're progressing. We're getting more momentum. We're going to go into this Pumas game with our heads held high. We're going to be riding our horses into this. But no, now we're here. We're sitting back and we're having the same conversation that we did last week.
Yeah.
It's we don't have the team that we want, and we don't know if we're going to get it.
Yeah.
And it's we keep picking out these flaws that we've been picking at throughout the whole season. And that's what frustrates me. It's you had a whole 19 games now, 19 games, and you still haven't been able to figure out the little things that could make you into this most lethal team
in the league. Yeah. It's frustrating, really.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's ridiculous because we should be celebrating the fact that we're into a semifinal game.
But it's just like I don't know.
And we're here over here discussing every negative aspect of it. And Dylan, if someone was to ask you as to why it is that we're not rejoicing in this, what would your answer be?
Basically, what you just said is it's just frustrating a lot of times to see this team play. I mean, you don't know what team you're gonna get. That's basically the bottom line, and the silver lining in all this is, this team come out and play a great game, a dominant 3-0 win, and next week come out and struggle and barely draw or barely win.
It is. It's extremely frustrating. So Toluca gets that one goal. Sambuesa, beautiful free kick. If Marchesín takes a step a little bit earlier, I think he gets there. But I'm not going to criticize him. It's a great goal. Tremendous. Whatever. At 3-1, you're thinking, shit, they got 20-something minutes.
To score two.
And you already know. That the referee's going to give 4+. It's already guaranteed.
Yeah, it's guaranteed.
We're taking too much time on the ball.
That and every foul will go to Luca's way. We already knew that, though. And it did.
But like we said, I think we've always mentioned that we're not here to talk about the referee.
No. I'm just saying that's pretty much the mindset of every game when a team is down. They're going to get the +4 and they're going to get every foul to make this game more interesting. And that's what happened.
Controversial. But but I could see.
Go look at the VODs. Everyone in the chat, go look at the VODs. It happened. Go look.
But the thing is, and a lot of people will say,
Speaking about it, that wasn't even a foul. On Sambuesa's goal, that wasn't even a foul.
Yeah, well,
we didn't even touch him. He ran past him. He fell.
Yeah, but like
Chat,
I said, at the end of the day, the referee blows the whistle, and there's only one person that can change his mind, and that's himself. And the VAR didn't call him out on it. So,
chat, go look at the VAR. Thank you.
So that was it. Now we'll leave it at that. Like I mentioned, because a lot of people will say, first of all, where did he get 6 minutes from? In the first leg, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to go into that. Yeah, I'm not going to
go into the first leg. Yeah.
First leg. Yeah,
right?
Let's not go into that.
I thought that was that blew my mind. But like I told you guys, if you flip your mindset, instead of saying, oh my God, he just gave 6 minutes, that's crazy. Why don't you think, oh my God, we have 6 minutes, let's do something?
Right, but at that moment, you're not thinking like that because you're the one with the lead and you're the one trying to protect it.
Yes, but if you're being so conservative, then that's going to happen to you every single time. If you take initiative,
that's
to move the ball. Now I have 6 minutes. Let's use them correctly. Because guess what? A lot of people will complain, well, Toluca had 6 minutes. Well, you had 6 minutes as well. What did you do within those 6 minutes?
I guess just the difference in coaches. Well, I can't even say that because I don't know. It's just a hot take only because Toluca was down and we all knew they were the ones that had to go and get that goal. We didn't really need to get that goal, if you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. But I completely understand you. Like, we should have pressured and maybe had a chance or two because, the way we were playing, it kind of would have taken Toluca off guard. Like, oh, crap. Like, what are they doing? Like, why are they pressuring us? They haven't done this all second half. Why are they doing this all of a sudden? So it might have taken them off guard. But the fact that we didn't do it, we'll never know what could have happened. But like you said, any normal coach, I guess, per se, would have told their team, okay, go out there and you have 6 minutes, try to get a shot on goal or something, rattle them a little bit. Don't make them think that they have all the 6 minutes to score their goal,
And you know what? And if you're still trying to hold off the game, if you're still trying to kind of run down the clock, tell me why on earth is your winger not taking the ball to the flag?
Yeah.
Why is he trying to run at the defense? and
Yeah.
lose it right away.
Mhm.
Run to the flag, run to the byline, get a foul, get a rebound, get something, hold the ball up there. That's the whole concept of this is if you're trying to run down the clock, keep it on the other side. I don't care if it's you against four people, you find a way. You find a way to get fouled, or if you lose it, guess what? They still got acres to run at before they get to your own goal.
No, yeah.
So it's just a mentality that some of these players I have that just frustrates me even more. It's like you're a professional, you should know how to run down a clock. Yes, I know sportsmanship wise that's not the way to go about it, but if that's your mindset, if that's your game, at least execute it correctly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
At least do these things right.
Yeah.
Right now we're moving on. Toluca scores that goal, and then you think, great, they're gonna come at us. They did, and then William da Silva scores a great goal. I think
Right.
that touch
But
just goes over Marchesin's hand perfectly.
let's backtrack a little bit though.
Okay.
After Sambuesa scores the goal, Edson Alvarez comes out and Joe Corona goes in.
Which I don't like.
Moments pass by, and all of a sudden, you see the weirdest back five in the history of America history. You have Joe Corona playing, I think it was right back.
Yeah, right wing back.
Bruno Valdez Aguilera. Then you have Luis Reyes playing center back. And then you have Paulo Aguilar playing left back. Now, if you're bringing in Joe Corona, I thought he was going to play more of a midfield position. But why on earth would you bring in Joe Corona, panic, into putting him into right back? Like, how on earth does that make sense? And why do it at the moment when you know Toluca only has 20 plus minutes and you know they're going to come guns blazing? Why on earth would you ever do that?
I think someone should have tweeted hashtag bring Osmar Mares back.
It just doesn't make sense. You literally panicked at the worst time ever, and it nearly cost you the game and the whole series.
And you know what? Even if he would have made that substitution, there was much better ways of going about it. Now,
that's what I'm saying.
About it this way: Guido Rodriguez.
I understand. Edson, yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I understand Edson had the yellow, and that's why he took him off because he was trying to save him. But at least use Joe Corona correctly, I guess. I guess we're not that much Joe Corona fans, but at least put him in the position where he actually plays, and not in a foreign position in the Liguilla game.
Yeah, he pulled off a Mickey Mouse right there.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Now, if he look, I thought he could have easily gone with a back four.
Yeah, and
two center defensive mids and a back four.
Mm-hmm.
But again, this is what we've been talking about. It was the fact that their mind game and their mindset and their mentality, their game plan at that point was not, we're going to play the ball around, we're going to take it to the corner, we're going to move the ball around. It was, we're going to soak up the pressure, we're going to soak up the pressure, we're going to soak up the pressure. We're up by 2 goals. There's no way that this team scores 2 goals.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you invite that, you're practically, building your own coffin at that point.
Mm-hmm. You're setting yourself up for failure, basically.
Really, it really just is. It's that simple.
Yeah.
And then what happens? It's Toluca scores the second goal.
And it had to be Da Silva, right?
Had to be Da Silva.
And I learned a lesson too. I saw Da Silva come in and I started laughing. And I said, oh yeah, Da Silva's going to be their savior. Yes, what a great substitution. I'm never doing that again.
Ya casi los echa la sal.
Yeah, to be honest. Sorry, guys. I was laughing too. I was like, what the hell is this guy going to do? And little do I know he almost eliminated us. So, yeah, never.
Gosh, dang it.
Yeah, never again.
Never again.
Ever. Ever.
Now, Dylan, what minute was that William da Silva scores for Toluca?
It was like 88th.
87, 88. Mm-hmm.
87, 88.
Yeah,
now, you're talking about 3 minutes, and then the referee gives an added 5.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about 8 minutes within that time frame.
Yeah.
Everyone's heart was in their mouth at that point.
Yes, literally.
Like, even myself, I even put on Twitter, I was like, I can't even tweet. I'm too nervous at this point because how ridiculous, what a fool we would look like if we got knocked out after being 3-0 up against a 10-man side.
10-man, yeah.
I dropped my Whataburger at that point.
Look how, and that's saying something. That's saying something because it's you can't at that point. You're just thinking to yourself, no, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. America's gonna completely blow it out.
I swear, I think Luka had 3 crosses into the box. And every single one of those crosses, I thought the ball was going in automatically. I was like, oh my god.
Your heart dropped. Your heart dropped because you didn't know, because you thought at this point we're not solid. There's no way that defensively we can cover this. You have a center mid playing right back. I'm just gonna say this: we're fortunate that Toluca did not have their shooting boots on in the last couple minutes, and we'll leave it at that. Final whistle blows. I mean, all I can say is I was glad that was over, and I'll leave it at that.
A lot of work to do, like it was.
I wasn't even happy. Like, I mean, I was happy, obviously, but I didn't show any emotion though after that final whistle blow. I was just like,
that final whistle blew, and I thought to myself, how the hell are we gonna get past Pumas?
Yeah, that's gonna be complicated, like very complicated. And everyone sees the matchups, and everyone thinks that we had the easier draw. Yeah, listen, Pumas is by no means a walk in the park.
Nope.
And it's not the same Pumas from last year either. I guarantee you that.
We're not gonna see a 4-0 at Seoul.
At Seoul, yeah.
Seoul, yeah.
But I would like one though.
Yeah.
I would like a 4-1 in Seoul. Why not?
If America can go out and win 4-0 in Seoul, I will shave off my beard.
Guys, can someone clip that or anything?
Like I will. I'll put that down. I will. I will say. I'll post it right now. If America wins 4-0 at Seoul, I will trim and shave my whole beard.
You guys heard it here first.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. And we're about to talk about exactly what America can do to actually surpass this Puma team, which we know is not going to be.
Can they do anything? I mean, can they?
They can, and we'll break it down. But before we get further, it's trivia time, baby. It is trivia time. So let's just get a little bit of fun and excitement into this part. I feel like we're so downers today.
Yeah.
Whoever was having a tough Tuesday, I'm sorry we're making it tougher.
Yeah, I mean, whatever now, right?
All right. Well, Christian, it's your turn to shine. Go tell these people what they have to answer.
Okay, here we go. Today's trivia question is, it's gonna be a weird one because I'm running out of ideas, honestly. I'm just having a block after that match on Sunday, but today's trivia question is, who was the backup goalie? The backup, not the starter, the backup goalie in the 2002 final versus Necaxa.
Wow, that's a throwback.
That is a throwback.
Dylan, can you guess the right answer?
Ochoa?
No. You were close, though.
Yeah, you were close.
If you would have said Iker Casillas, you would have got it right.
But that is a trivia question.
I'm behind in points anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Like at this point, I just gave up. Just like I'm starting to give up on America's defense.
Also, in this question, only because we're getting near the end of the season, there will be a third option.
It's triple.
And in that third option, I will need you guys to put your size and what jersey you would like if you win the trivia for this season.
Yeah, so yeah, you guys heard it. Go out there. We will tweet it out too. So this is not the only time you get to submit your answer for the size and stuff like that if you are the winner. But it does help out a lot when we're kind of running through all the situation. But there's your question. Go answer it. You guys have, like always, an hour. Go get your double points. And if you get right, make sure you didn't use Google.
Here, send the second link. I think I updated that one.
Oh, so second link? All right.
Yeah, second link, yeah. I mean, I think it's on the first link too, but just to send on the second link just in case.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, better safe than sorry, yeah. So click the second link, guys, and fill out that third section for me, please. It'll help speed things up and when ordering your guys' things. Thank you again for playing every week. Like I think I haven't said it a million times, and I'll say it a million and one. This was just a trial for us. We did not expect this to blow up the way it did, and we're very happy that it did. We have big plans for next season, and just thanks again for playing, guys.
Indeed, thank you so much. Now let's jump into the nitty gritty. That is America versus Pumas. Clásico Nacional in the Liguilla in the semifinal.
Wait, no. Clásico Nacional.
I mean, Clásico Capitulino. I'm sorry. Look, it has been a long day, and it's gonna be a longer week because America plays on Thursday. And I don't know what you guys. I'm kind of winded after reviewing the Toluca game. I'm a little bit knackered here, but we're gonna push. We're gonna get that second win, and we're gonna keep pushing. Clásico Capitulino in the semifinal. This is huge.
Wow. That's
huge, right? Why? Because it's a semifinal. Yes, of course, duh. But it's Clásico.
Clásico, baby.
Which means everything is on the line, and you got to go out there and you got to win.
Even your pride.
Mm-hmm. Semifinal was here, but now it's up here only because of the rival.
Exactly. It is so important.
Higher, everything is higher now.
Now, America, who has seen themselves be in this position before, again, 1 year ago against Tigres, 6 months ago against Santos.
Mm-hmm. This is it.
You got Pumas now. And you cannot make yourself the fool against one of your most fierce rivals.
Mm-hmm.
So we mentioned that it was going to be a tough game. It's going to be a huge and difficult game coming up against Pumas.
Yep.
Obviously, Pumas riding the wave in regards to momentum, spirit, team attitude seems to be there. America, not so much. Maybe a lot more questions than answers coming into this game, right, which leaves me to think that there might be some doubt in some of these players' mind when they step on the pitch.
I really hope it's not, though.
Now,
that's the one thing we can't do.
We can't. Now, let's talk about what we think a result is against Pumas. Just the way we did last week. Now, gentlemen, I ask you here, in front of everyone, what is a result coming into the Pumas game? After the 90 minutes in Seúl are over, what is it that America needs to walk out of to say, yes, this was a result?
Anything but a loss.
Okay, Dylan?
I said it last week. Say it again this week.
Dylan?
Is that the right answer? 1 million goals? So we take back to the Azteca?
That would be nice. Even 1 million goals up, you still feel like we'd find a way to bottle it.
Yeah, we would be the ones to bottle that.
It'd be like 1 million to 1,000,001.
I feel like it'd be possible.
Yeah, to be honest.
But let's be honest here. Let's break it down again. I think a result for America is a draw.
No.
Then what's a result?
A win. I mean, as much as we could sit here and argue that yes, this team has left us with a lot of questions, more than answers through 19 games on this season. Now is definitely the time to go out and make a statement. Since you're going out against your rival, it's a Clásico, for God's sake. I mean, despite the fact that we just like sat back and ranted when we played Toluca about how we got our goal, we sit back, soaked up the pressure, try to relieve all the counter, and it doesn't work. Obviously, you would think, but obviously we haven't seen it happen. Piojo learning from his mistakes, but this is your chance to go out, make a statement, and show the team that you can be. It really is, especially on your rivals' home turf. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. I mean, it's gotta be a win. We gotta walk out with at least 2 away goals.
Okay, interesting. Because I'm just gonna say that you're right, Dylan. At this point, we need that. Will we get that though? That's the thing. Is will we get that? And I think more and more as the time goes by, all of us are tended to say no. We're hesitant.
Yeah, very.
Because as much as we believe in this team, we also know they're gonna let us down in regards to our
one way or
expectations.
another, they will let us
So,
down.
yeah.
And that's not. I
Yeah,
feel like
and it's not
I
good.
feel like
We're laughing, but it's not good though.
we're in a very poor relationship with America, in which we're the girls, and we have, we deserve better. We
Yeah,
deserve better, but
basically.
they're not treating us better.
But somehow they're getting it done though.
And yet, and just like that, we still come back to them.
Yeah, yeah.
We're terrible. We're terrible. Okay, so then give me your predictions for Thursday,
You
Christian.
want the lineup or the score?
No, predicted score line. Then we'll move on to predict the lineup, and then we'll talk about tactics.
Wow. I think we win 3-1.
Going 3-1.
3-1. Print
Interesting.
it, firm it, clip it, do whatever. 3-1 we win.
3-1 Christian. Dylan, what's your predicted?
Man, I'm stuck right now between two, but I guess I'm gonna go 2-1.
2-1. Okay.
Yeah.
2-1. Now I'll give my prediction, and I will say America walks away with a win, a narrow win of 1-0.
That's what I was thinking too. That's legit what I was
That's
thinking.
what-
I
that's
said,
gonna
you
be
know what? I
probably
can't
like
see
a
it
game
be
if you said
1-0
1-0.
too.
Right. So I'll say 1-0.
Mm.
But
Chris,
for the
my man.
sake of breaking this game down, let's say America walks away with a draw.
Okay, which is probably the most likely thing, but I'm very optimistic.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, despite what I said, I'll be pretty content with the draw too. But I'd much preferably want the win.
Right.
I think everyone does.
Yeah.
So first, let's just say America goes out to Seoul and gets a draw. They go into the Azteca. They gotta do better than they did against Toluca. I mean, everyone just
obviously.
automatically that's a no-brainer. But how? How is the question? But let's break it down and let's talk about the first leg first. How do you think we're gonna go out? I think it's fair to say we're gonna see this back five.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that if anyone thinks that we're gonna change the back five, it's very unlikely.
Very unlikely. Okay.
Very unlikely. But
Now-
I'm not gonna say that's not gonna happen because knowing Piojo, he's gonna throw a curveball and announce. Well, I don't think he announced his lineup at Liguilla, or did he? Did he do it last week? He
No.
didn't. Right?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
No.
no.
We were all in
No.
Yeah,
in the
okay,
dark for that.
But,
Okay. So now that we can agree on the formation. Now give me your starting 11.
Okay.
And then Dylan, you can add on or remove.
Okay. I will put Oscar Jimenez. No, I'm just joking.
You say that now. You said that now, and guess
I said
what?
that now,
Oscar
but
Jimenez is starting
it's
on
gonna happen,
Thursday.
right? It's gonna
Just
happen,
because you
right?
said that.
Okay. I have Martin in net. Sanchez, Aguilera, Bruno Valdez, Edson Alvarez, Paul Aguilar. That's the back five. I'll have Ibargüen, Guido, and Mateo Uribe. And I'll have Roger and Oribe Peralta up top.
Interesting. Oribe gets back in the lineup. Dylan,
Yes.
any changes to
Only
that?
because I don't know if you guys saw what happened at the end of the Luka game. I don't know if you guys saw what Piojo did to Cecilio and Henry, which is why I'm taking both of them out. If anyone in the chat knows, type it in the chat.
Yeah,
But
when
it
you
was-
tell them to play with more heart.
Yes, okay, yes, there
Yeah,
you go.
yeah.
Yes, he told that to both of them, to Ceci and to Henry. He said it to both of them, and that's why I think that they will not be starting this Thursday. I could be wrong. I probably am, but the heart, that's what mine's telling me.
Okay, Dylan.
I'll agree with that. But to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Cecilio started. I don't know why, but like I feel like Piojo has like this kind of like this faith in him for some reason.
Yeah, I see that too, and that's exactly why I say we're going with the same lineup that we saw against Toluca in the second leg. So literally, rinse and repeat that.
Mm-hmm. Even with Ceci and Henry starting?
Yep.
Okay.
I think they both start. Okay. Now that we can agree on a lineup, let's talk about what what does America need to do against Pumas at home?
I'm out.
Okay, call it.
I forgot to report earlier.
A
Chris just
Guida
mentioned.
situation?
No, the Linus situation. There was a report that Linus was starting on Thursday, and it was from Tier 1. So
Interesting.
I don't know why I put Ibargüen there when Linus is gonna be there. So yeah, take out Ibargüen and put in Linus there. So it'll be Linus, Guido, Mateos, and then Oribe, Roger up top.
Okay.
Okay, but going back, continue. My good host.
Well, so thank you. So let's talk about what does America need to do in order to break Pumas down at home. Now, there's a very good Puma side that beat Tigres 3-1 at home.
Yeah. Well,
And
no, Tigres beat Pumas
I
2-1.
mean, no, at home.
Oh, at home.
Tigres,
Oh yeah, at home. Yeah, you're right. At home. I thought
Pumas
you meant.
beat Tigres at home.
Yes, you're correct. I'm all over the place. My bad.
Then they used the back five as well.
Yeah.
I'm looking at their formation right now that they used against Tigres.
Hmm.
We could see two back fives going at it this game.
I think we come out on that only because you saw. Well, at the beginning, Pumas was chasing the goal because they were down, and that's when you saw the most dangerous side of Pumas because they were down, and the constant pressure was scary. It rattled Tigres a little bit, and if they managed to rattle us, knowing how we are, mental wise, that could spell trouble for us.
Which is why I think we need to take the game to them right away. Don't let them.
Well, we have these past four games. We have put the pressure in the beginning. We have scored that early goal. It's all about just what happens after the goal that gets us all upset.
It's maintaining. It's maintaining.
Yeah, and that composure that we need to maintain. That composure we need to maintain after we score that goal is crucial, and we cannot fall back into the mindset of sitting back and letting them attack because they will attack. They're not afraid of anybody. This Pumas team. They took it to Tigres. They'll take it to us. They don't care. They don't care who we are. They're gunning for that final spot, and they'll do whatever it takes. If it means exposing themselves a little bit just to pressure them, because they know how to attack and then cover the little spots in the back. They know how to do that very well. Tigres wasn't lucky enough to expose it, but they did it very well. But Pumas will be aggressive, and we know that, and we need to be ready for that.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a lot that America needs to do. A lot of things that they have to get right, and a lot of things. There's not a lot of room for mistakes here in this matchup, especially in the semifinal. And then on top of that, a Clásico Capitolino.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan, I'm interested to hear what do you think America needs to do within this first leg?
Just keep their mentality. I mean, that's all it is, and I think that's something that we talked about too, is keeping their composure, because that's something that they've lacked, and that's something that these guys said that we hit upon. So obviously go get that early goal, because these away goals are going to be important, especially whenever we go back to the Azteca. Depending on the result, especially if we're still working on this 2-2 situation. I mean, you got to keep this same mentality for the whole 180 minutes, because that's how you got to look at it. If you don't keep that, then things are going to go south for you, and we either scrape by or we get knocked out.
Yeah, I think at this point a lot of people are looking at it that way, and we said get the goal and maintain the lead, and we don't, and a lot of people will say yes, maintain the lead, but what is maintain the lead? What does that even mean?
Right.
Well, it's simple. I think it's knowing how to move the ball around and what to do and what not to do in situations, because there's a lot of times when we have the lead, we're still trying to force passes. We're playing long ball United. We're hoofing the ball up. It's sometimes I feel like their own mentality is they're pressured. They have to get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
It's like the ball, it burns them or something. I have no idea, but they feel like it's gonna bite them, and you can't have it like that.
Yeah.
At this point, be the person that takes it, because I feel like we lack leadership at times.
We do.
I feel like we lack someone who says, "Hey, hold the ball, move it around. That's all you got to do. You don't got to get fancy with it. You don't got to take 2-3 players on. It's simple pass, touch and go, touch and go."
You're describing a very important player that we don't have right now. He's French, and I think he'd be perfect in a situation like this.
Yeah,
but
he
we
would be.
can't mention him because he's not important right now. He's irrelevant.
Yep, you gotta make do with what you got.
Exactly. So that's why I feel like Oribe is. I wouldn't
Oliver
say
can be that guy. He can because
right,
he showed
right,
moments
but
that he can be.
the only problem is not for the first. I think comes. I think it'd be better if he comes as a super sub, to calm everyone down. Like, yo, let's relax. If we have the lead, relax. We have the lead. Let's just move the ball around. Don't worry. And Oribe is that voice. I don't think he should start though. But my gut tells me that he is going to start.
Okay. So we said America needs to go, press Pumas from it, get that early goal, and maintain the lead by moving the ball around, not making silly mistakes, and keeping Pumas from reaching kind of their objective, which is to try to get us on something. So let's say 90 minutes are over at Seoul, walk away with a draw, whatever it is, 1-1, 2-2, maybe even a 0-0. I don't know. I would hate that because I really want an away goal.
Yeah, no, I think
I think that's the most crucial part is get that away goal.
Get that. Yep.
So let's say it's 1-1.
Okay, I'll take that 1-1.
Let's say America gets 1-1. We move on to the Estadio Azteca. Play the same game you played against Toluca for the first 15, 20 minutes and learn how to keep playing that game throughout the full 90. Right? I've criticized a lot and I said all I want is 45 minutes. You're in a semifinal. I want the 90 minutes to be 100% that game. And Dylan, I know this is something that you kind of shake your head to because this is something you've been kind of asking for as well as too. And I mean, what can you see this team playing that game?
I can and I can't because it goes back to the assumption we make. What team are we gonna get? Because at some days, I feel like Piojo not necessarily has the perfect plan or the tactics, but like it's there to get it done. It's just some of these players don't execute. Because when is the last time we can really say we've had all 11 players play on the pitch? If you can have that and you do that the whole 90 minutes of the game, then yeah, no doubt. But we need every person. It can't just be Uribe. It just can't be Renato Ibarra. It can't just be Guido Rodriguez. It's got to be everybody. If somebody's not pulling their slack and not pulling their weight, then you know what they're gonna. Pumas are gonna exploit that weak link, and all of a sudden everything's gonna start crumbling down because of that. And it's just got to be. That's what I'm saying. Like you got to have that mentality still that you realize you're in a semifinal. It's a clásico, and you got to keep that mentality. You got to keep your composure, no matter how the game ends up, no matter what just happened in the game. You got to realize what's at stake here.
I think perfectly said and perfectly put by Cowboy Dan there that America needs to go out there and find I can't. I'm sorry. Someone just put on the chat, Dylan. Someone looked through the door or the window while you were talking. I was trying to get like to that serious mode, and then I saw the.
He's checking now.
He's checking. But
it's the Whataburger delivery.
It's the Waterburg delivery. Damn, look at that. Dylan getting exposed. Cowboy Dan's delivery, man, getting exposed on the podcast.
Nice.
Unbelievable. All right. Back to what I was saying. Dylan makes a solid point here that if you have a weak link, Pumas will exploit you. And in a semifinal, a weak link can literally mean the end for you.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's nervy. It's going to be very nervy. And I'll mention this again, and I said it last podcast. You go man for man, we have the better team.
Yes, we do.
We have the better 11. We have the better 22, the 18, whatever you want to call it. We have the better players, right?
Yes.
So go out there and prove it. At this point, go out there and prove it. Yeah. Prove why you finished second place.
Yeah.
Prove why you're the team that you are, and prove why it is that you deserve to be a champion.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that.
Simple
as that. Go out there and prove it. Go out there and show it. Am I confident? No. Because I'm nervous. Because I don't know what I'm getting from my team.
Right. At this point, it's just I don't. Yeah, I think you put it perfectly. It's just like confusion. Like we don't we expect the back five, but what if we get the back four? Then what? Then we just cover something completely different. You know, we don't know. We don't know what Piojo's gonna do, and I guess that kind of works to an advantage. I guess because Pumas doesn't know either. So maybe that'll be a curve. Maybe they have the same mindset as us. Oh, they're gonna come up with the back five. Okay, so we'll just play the same thing we played against Tigres for the most, which was the 3-4-3, which is extremely offensive minded, extremely pressuring the other team, and then they'll crumble. But what if we say, wait a second, hold up, we're not playing a back, we're playing a back four, and we're gonna go after you, and then Pumas is all messed up. So like you said, there's so many questions, so much confusion that we don't know what to get, and I guess that's where your nervous comes from.
Yeah, a lot of uncertainty, but I do have faith that this team can turn it around.
100%.
And who knows? Maybe next week,
Yeah.
we're talking about a whole different America set that just we're like yes, and that's it.
But it has to start Thursday.
It does.
It has to.
It does.
Has to start Thursday. It can't start Sunday. It has to start Thursday.
Yeah, because if you're starting it on Sunday, that means that you're
too late. It might be too late. Exactly. You might be way too late, and then we'll never know.
The gauntlet is thrown.
Yeah. Better safe than sorry.
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm.
So, give me your one player that changes this leg, these two series run. Which one player are you looking at that's going to make the difference here?
Marchesín.
Okay.
Mateus Uribe.
Ooh, I like that one. I like that pick.
I'm going Roger.
Damn. Remember how
I don't like that pick.
Remember how we said that Roger was not gonna turn it up in Liguilla time? We said that,
we said there's a possibility that he comes.
We said there was a possibility, but we
tears up the Liguilla and makes it look like a fool.
Right, but we were leaning towards he's not gonna do anything. But look at him now. He's
I think now you're looking at
that Toluca game, the second one at least. That's probably his best showing in an America jersey ever.
Pretty much. And a lot of people were saying in the chat, Bruno Valdez.
I mean,
granted, so he deserves it.
Right.
And I will say this: not for his goal, but for his defense, he's going to be so important.
Yeah, he played
so important. I don't care if he doesn't even get a goal.
Mm-hmm.
What he provides back there is going to be just as important.
He really stepped it up this season, and we needed that.
Yeah,
and,
I think
we need him to continue that.
I think after his red card against Pumas,
he buckled up.
He buckled it up.
Kind of like Guido, no? Last year, all he got was red cards, and this season he became to this phenomenal number.
I remember that.
Best 5 in the league, and maybe sometimes you just need that.
Yep, it was a good wake up call.
Yeah.
So, okay, give me your prediction for Sunday.
So I said 3-1. Okay, we win 2-1.
2-1, Dylan.
1-1.
1-1, and you had said 2-1.
Yes, 2-1.
I'm going 2-0.
Okay.
I'm predicting 2 clean sheets in this series.
I know. I'm not confident.
After 3-0, I'm not confident.
After bashing how poor our defense has been, and after saying all these things, I've come out and said we shut Pumas out twice.
Yeah.
Hey, it's still on. And I've said it. If America walks out with a 4-0 or 4-1 against Pumas, this beard is coming off.
Mm-hmm.
Just go back to playing 2K.
Oh, man.
Ivan.
I might as well just go back and work on my jump shot.
There you go.
Keep hitting the back rim. I mean, not the back rim, the backboard.
You need to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yo, Chris just stole my answer.
But
there's a connection.
There's a connection from all our listeners, and I think it's fair to say that they all are confident that America can get to the final, but it won't be easy, and it will be very nerve-wracking starting Thursday. Heck, even starting tomorrow night, I'm just gonna start thinking great, we have to play tomorrow. What are we gonna get? And of course, a lot of news coming out. especially with the whole Linus situation, and of course Guido Rodriguez, who left injured practice.
It was just a scare. He'll be ready to go on Thursday.
Yes. So,
Thank
um,
goodness.
so
I cried
obviously
a
all
little
these
bit.
things kind of play into factor.
They do, yeah, they
If
do.
Guido was ruled out for the first one,
This
this is a whole different conversation.
Pedro Arce. Oh my goodness.
Pedro Arce comes in.
I think I saw someone tweet out that they don't care. I mean, well, obviously they do care, but if Guido were not to play Thursday, they wouldn't want Joe Corona. They would want someone from the Cantera to come play. And they said it for one reason only. They only said it because he's a Cantera player and that he knows what it is to put on an America jersey against a rival. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, and
He'll give it all his heart and stuff. And I, to some extent, I agreed. And I guess that's how every player should feel that when they put on this jersey and go out against a rival.
Yeah, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
You're in a semifinal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. But
That's
then,
a lot of
but then I saw it and I was like, okay, I agree with you, but hold up, this is a semifinal against Pumas. I don't think you would want to do that.
No, you would definitely put Edson in that position.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, there's your player from the Cantera.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
But yeah, there's a lot different conversation that would have been.
Yeah, but thankfully he's okay though. I hope he takes it easy tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think they should be having a tough practice.
Yeah.
Now we'll have to wait and see.
I mean, I don't know. I'll be heading down there tomorrow, so don't worry. I'll let you guys know the scoop on what happens.
Christian just goes around and throws the waters at the players.
Yeah, basically that's what I do.
One day we'll be down there.
Oh, one day
with training. You're just gonna see me trying to keep up with Osman Mares, who will be back at that time. Now, interesting enough, if America makes it through, we would have a final that we would be covering. I'm excited. I'm excited. Chicken Biscuit says, Ivan, show your watch. I don't know why he wants me to show my watch.
He wants you to flex. He wants you to flex that Eagle iPod money that you be getting.
I don't know where it's at.
Dylan spent it on all of his vacations. So
talk about Dylan.
What?
Dylan easily.
I went to Whataburger.
Dylan easily converted that money and flipped it. Or he could buy 3 houses right now.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you guys need investing,
I'm still waiting on my signing bonus though that you guys promised me.
We'll give you another contract like Vera Cruz is doing with their players.
Oh, okay, beautiful.
It's gotten messy.
Oh, dude,
really messy over there.
It's bad, man. It's really bad. And wait, did you guys hear that Siboldi might be their coach?
Look, that's a lot of
how do they go? Like, how do they even manage that? Someone that took Santos to win the title, and now it's the head coach at Veracruz. Like, how does that even happen?
He probably thinks it's like a Road to Glory series in FIFA.
Yeah, probably, right? It's like for his YouTube series, like he takes like the worst team in the league and tries to bring them up, or like wins the title with them.
It should be interesting. Well, we're running down to the end of the podcast here. What more can we say? We're expecting a good show. Now I will say this, and if the players are listening and they would understand English, I would like to address them and say, look, you've been in this situation not once, twice. Make this your third situation at this point. Not only do you have a semifinal, you have a Clásico. So you're putting 2 things on the line. You're putting a ticket to the final and the institution, fan base, and everything that this game represents for the culture of America on the line. So as much as that is added weight, that should also be added motivation, right? You go out there and you try to perform at 150%. And if you can't, then you sure as hell be giving at least 100. And that's it. Go out there, prove yourself. You are probably the best team in the league, aside from a little team called Cruz Azul. And besides that, to be honest, if we're going man for man, I would argue that we still have the best team in the league. And that is it. Go out there, perform, do what you got to do. And afterwards, bask in the glory that you're going to play a final. And I think that's what we all want. We all want this team to finally make it, because I think for the past 2 seasons, we can say we didn't quite deserve it. This season alone, we've played much better. I know we've gone and criticized them very heavily, but it's because of these past 2 seasons that we've been so critical about them. But you give me this team and you put it up against these last 2 teams that were in the semifinal, this one by far is the best.
Yes.
So now, go out there and prove it. Show it. You got 2 legs. You have 180 minutes, like Dylan said. Go out there, perform, get the results for each game, and have us talking about good games, good results, and have us pumped up about a final, and not sitting here criticizing about how we scraped through.
Mm-hmm.
And just go out there and give it. And as a player, I would imagine you want to win. So don't hide. Don't be a coward. Pick up the ball. Demonstrate it. Now?
All right, guys. That's the end of the podcast. Ivan just closed it right there. I don't have nothing to top, and so I'm off. I'll see y'all later.
But it's as simple as that. Is if I can give that, then Piojo should be able to deliver that message. It should be, your captain should be able to deliver that message.
Marche, you guys saw that video of Marche giving the pep talk before the game?
Yes, and then I thought to myself, well, where was that same energy in the second half?
Mm-hmm.
It's if you're gonna rile yourself up, then know that this has to be consistent. And it's like Dylan said, it's not 90 minutes, it's 180.
Mm-hmm.
Learn from it.
Yeah.
Do it.
I think that's the key thing. They have to learn from their mistakes. They haven't done it all season, but somehow, some way, this Thursday
will be the day.
Will be the day that they have learned from everything, and they can carry that for the whole 180, and hopefully they can carry that through the final. And hopefully we can be lifting that number 13.
And that is the point. That is the point.
Mm-hmm.
So that is our wrap up of the Pumas game. Make sure you do follow us on Twitter at Eagle iPod. We are going to be covering that game. We're going to be giving you guys live feedback, live tweets, breakdowns during halftime, everything, the whole 9 yards. We're going to have you covered for both Thursday and Sunday. So join us at Eagle iPod. And follow us on iTunes and SoundCloud and Spotify. So if you ever miss a show for whatever reason, you can always have us on repeat. I always listen to us when I'm at the gym. And I always come back and I think to myself, damn, should have said something better.
Yeah, probably, right? Same. If you don't know where to find us on those platforms, you can go to our Twitter. And on our pinned tweet is all of our links where you guys can follow us, if you guys didn't know yet.
Exactly. So you guys can go. We have you guys set up for everything. We're trying to set you guys up for success. To do so, America needs to set up us for success. Yeah. Hopefully we get that come this week. Now, shifting transitions before we end the podcast. The ladies, yes, the ladies. The ladies have given us a lot to talk about and a lot of joy within this season. I don't know if we should just transition to their side, because I feel like this would be a happier podcast if it was.
You guys see that golazo though? Oh my goodness!
Phenomenal.
Oh, beautiful.
I mean, congratulations, ladies. If you guys are listening, congratulations. Another round of applause for you. You guys, ladies, in the excuse me, were phenomenal, and they have their rematch against Tigres.
Yeah,
the team that knocked them out to get to the final. Now they're going to go and play Tigres. It's so important that these ladies go out and showcase what they're made of, because we believe in them, and I know every single Americanista does so too.
It won't be easy though.
It will not be. Chiqui Biscuit says it right. Tigres has been unbeaten this season.
Yeah.
To get to a final, it's got to be a lot. That's going to be hard, but I have faith in our ladies.
Full faith.
And we will cover you, ladies, to the fullest extent as possible. Dylan, remind us, when are the final for the ladies?
First leg is Tuesday, December 11th. At the Estadio Azteca. And then the second leg is Saturday, December 15th.
At the
return leg.
El
Volcán?
December 11th and December 15th, correct?
Yes, 11th and 15th.
All right. There we go. We will have you covered ladies. We promise you at least the final. At least the final
mean,
The
game.
second leg.
The second leg, we will have you
The
covered.
first leg is going to be tough
Yes, the first leg will be
for us
tough.
to cover.
You guys have the most wonkiest schedule. I have no
It's
idea
okay
why.
though. Hopefully on the 18th we can be rejoicing 2 championships.
And that is the goal.
That is the
That would
plan.
be ideal.
This is the
That would be
ideal
ideal.
thing.
So, ladies,
A day before my birthday too. What a podcast that would be on the 18th.
that would be phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
We have to believe.
We have to believe, have faith. And as always, I always tell you guys this. First thing you do when you wake up on December 11th and December 15th, I don't care what it is. You grab your phone, you go on Twitter, and you hashtag let's go, hashtag Lady Aguilas.
They need all your support.
All the support. We are going to get them as much as support as we can from the US and transition it all the way down to Mexico. Now, ladies, if you are listening, this is simple as this. I'll give you kind of the rundown the way to the guys. You have been in this situation before. You have been in this position in which everything is on the line. You got through now with a semifinal. Now bask in the glory, rejoice in the victory. But come Tuesday, come Saturday, go out there and perform and give it 120%. Because at this point, you can't just give 100. You have to go out there and you have to die for this. You have every right at this point to make history. You have the opportunity to engrave yourself in this culture, and you have the right to be remembered for an eternity. Depends on what you do within these next 2 matches. And believe in your team, believe in your culture, believe in what you have been doing right, and keep going at it. Keep using your guys' selves as top performers. You rely on each other, and after that, come 180 minutes, you will see that you guys will lift the trophy. Because as strong as this Tigres team side is, as strong as they may have been this whole season, as a unit, I see what you guys have going on because you see it within the tweets, within a little bit we get to see within your campsite. You girls are 10 times better, 10 times stronger as a unit than that team is individually and as a whole. So go out there, perform, give it everything you have. Die for the jersey, die for the opportunity, and lift the trophy come Saturday, December 15th.
I'm crying. I'm literally crying in the club.
Dude,
And
freaking, what's your name? Peralta. Are already playing back with the ladies after she came back after that historic run in the U17 World Cup. Yeah, she's already back playing. I'm just like, golly.
And that's what you need to do. Because just imagine how much sweeter that vacation is going to be with a trophy.
Oh, baby. We're so close. We're so close. We just have to believe.
Almost there. We're almost there, ladies.
There.
We believe in you, and we will be sending you all our love and support through Twitter. And what more can we say? Hashtag Lady Aguilas. Well, gentlemen, we've come to the end of the podcast. Anything else you guys want to add on before we sign off?
I really hope.
I'm so ready for this semester to be over.
I hope we're back next week with some positive vibes. We need to see this team improve. The men, we need to see them improve and learn from their mistakes. And I just want to be talking about a final next week. And I know we can. It's very possible. We all know it's possible. We just got to go out there and show it. Demonstrate why we are the biggest team in Mexico. Why we are the greatest team in Mexico. Why are we the best team in this league as of today. Let's go out there Tuesday and Sunday. Show the world what we have. Come back next week on this podcast. Talk about a final.
It's as simple as that. We can do it. I believe in it. Dylan, anything else you want to add on before we go?
No, we're good.
Well, as Dylan said, good luck to everyone this week during finals. I know for some of you guys, it's already finals week. So hopefully you guys aren't stressing about a final and an America game, because believe me, at this point you're practically losing hair. Dylan pointed at himself. I know it's you, Dylan. I know it's you. Don't worry. You got this going. You got it. I know. I believe in you. Now,
Kill me.
we will be back next week. Hopefully, like Christian said, with much, much, much better anticipation and happier feelings. Say it that way. Let's say it that way. Alrighty, gentlemen. Well, if that's there's anything else to be said, I think we've said it all, right?
I think we said it all.
Alrighty. Well, huge thanks to everyone who came out on the chat. I know Resaca Americanista was here for a little bit. Ms. Cari Torres, who just came. Chris 45 is always here. Mr. Chicken Biscuit. Let's see, who else am I missing out right here? Luis, as always, Luis coming out here. Mr.
Emperor Palpatine was here.
Yeah, Mr. Emperor Palpatine was here.
I'm still waiting to hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise from him, but he never responds to me.
Garen Escobar was also here. I mean, everyone. Garrett, our good friend Garrett, was here as well. Everyone who came out to the live chat, thank you so much. As always, we encourage you to come out here. The chat is amazing. Some of these people are just amazing. And again, we thank you guys for everything that you guys have given us, and we hope to give back to you guys pretty soon. So again, thank you so much for your support, and as always, gentlemen, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming out here. Christian, Cowboy Dan, thank you so much.
No, my pleasure. My favorite part of the week.
Definitely. I think it's the one time of the week where I'm happy, but at the same time extremely angry.
It's a very stressful time of the week.
It's a very stressful time, but I love it.
But I
wouldn't have it any other way. Wouldn't have it any other way. We've transcended. We're almost to a year of the Eagle Eye podcast.
It's gonna be a big.
Yeah, we are. Oh my gosh. Has time really flown? Holy shoot.
Yeah, time's really flown. At this point, I don't know if I'm hungry and thinking about flan or whatever it may be. But yes, time has flown by just like that. It is episode 50 of the Eagle Eye podcast. Your Eagle Eye boys here signing out. We're gonna come out with that mixtape soon. We're procrastinated at this point.
I do one broadcast and y'all think I'm working on a soundboard.
Nope.
I mean,
Dylan's working on our mixtape. All right. Now I will say this though. The one thing Dylan did not want to mention about his vacation was he went to a prison because your boy was able to get Tekashi 6ix9ine to be on the album.
Oh my gosh.
Look at the pool. Look at the weight that Cowboy Dan has in the United States to be able to get that.
Even behind bars.
Look at that. Behind bars, throwing spitting bars.
There you go.
Give a round of applause for Mr. Cowboy Dan. Whenever you see me, give him a round of applause. There we go. Alrighty. Let's do this. Gentlemen, thank you. Everyone, thank you. You guys are amazing. You guys are the best. Follow us on Twitter. We'll have you guys covered with everything. And we love interacting with you guys. All right.
Well, I'm very active before the game. You guys want to come interact with me? We can chant it out on Twitter. It's the best time.
Definitely.
I don't know if you guys see my tweets, but they're very funny when it comes to chanting before the games. So
you guys have a beautiful evening and a beautiful week. We will see you guys come next week on Tuesday, but of course you can always find us on Twitter at Eagle iPod, SoundCloud, and iTunes, as well as Spotify. And with that said, gentlemen, thank you again. Thank you to everyone who joined us. And with that said, have a beautiful night. And as always, Arriba la América, and let's go. #Lady Águilas.